Guess what? What do you do when things don't go as planned? How do you show up when your plans don't go the way that you plan them to go? If you've ever asked yourself that question, or you find yourself in a lot of frustration, then this video may help you to see much clearer and to ultimately learn how to surrender. Surrender. To let go of your control. I just had the power go out at my place here. Maybe it's associated with the beautiful storms that have been coming through, which is something that I am grateful for. It's been so dry here in northern New Mexico. And yet, there's a part of me that kind of had a lot of things that I was going to do that needed electricity, especially Wi-Fi and the use of computer. And yet, what's so beautiful that I can see in my own growth and control, in my own growth and evolution, is that I don't stress out when stuff like that happens. I'm at peace. You know what I did? The power went out, and I was taking just a short little break, and the power goes out right before I was going to start doing some work. And instead, what I chose to do is rest, be still. I allowed myself some deep rest. It felt great. I feel wonderful that I have that ability to myself. There's no stress. If it goes back on, it goes back on. If it doesn't go back on, it doesn't go back on. And yet, is there anything that I have to get done right now? No. But there's plenty of things that I would really like to get done right now. However, there's a part of me that has grown spiritually that I trust the powers that be. That even though I had X planned for my day, clearly, as I see the doves, there goes the doves. Oh man, the doves. Woo, we're in alignment. This will be a good message. You should lock in. Where it goes, I don't know. Just like those dovies. But they're a great totem symbol of love, joy, peace, harmony, alignment. And yet I just submit to the powers that be. That even though there's things that I would like to get done, sometimes what matters most is to say, what would it take for me to just be still? To just be inside my body, get out of my head, still myself, make time to go for a walk, make time to create a video that'll get posted at a later time. Nevertheless, there's always still something else that I can do. But I was grateful that in that moment, I allowed myself permission to just let down my guard, let down, my focus, and just say, you know what, let me just rest real quick. And that's me coming a long ways from being somebody that probably would have been considered a control freak. Yeah, this guy. Recovering control freak. I was talking with somebody today at this, it was like it's a little wellness conference. And these encounters that happen are never accident. One thing leads to another. I don't know what I was talking about. I think I mentioned sobriety, and this person's like, "Oh, really? 13 years of sobriety? Wow, I need to talk to you, because I'm doing a 1-month sobriety. We just started chatting, and right away I go into my routine. You know, I love that when someone's talking about getting sober. Are you? Have you been working on building up the courage and the strength to let go? And we went pretty deep in probably a 30-minute, 40-minute conversation. And it was nice that there was just this lull where we were just sitting there and chatting about life, all the things I love to talk about. She almost apologized. Hey, I'm so sorry for taking up your time like that. I was like, oh no, you don't understand. This is what it's really about for me, right? These are not coincidental encounters. These are the reasons for my existence, was for us to cross paths, for me to shine my light, to share wisdom and knowledge, to implant seeds of hope. And so I talked about the shame around my alcoholism. And if you're new here, and there is a lot of new subscribers, I carry around a shit ton of shame around being an alcoholic, right? 1 DWI, 2 DWIs, domestic violence arrest. You know, it's this stuff is, I should be dead or in jail, in prison for life, because how irresponsible of an alcoholic I used to be. And when I quit drinking 13 years ago, I mean, there wasn't really Lyfts and Ubers and all that shit, man. We were like, fuck it, let's just roll. And that was about the dumbest shit you could have done. But I always did it. And people would always want me to stay places, and I'm like, man, I ain't staying here, I'm going home, man. They're like, dude, you're so fucked up. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, I'm going. And I used to be that guy, just terrible. But even as I share this aspect of my past, right? This is my past, you guys. You need to realize what I just shared with you is who I was. It's not who I am. But some of you will be like, oh, that guy's that? And it's like, no, I'm not that. I used to be that. But I gave myself permission to heal, to grow, to change, to become a better version of myself. Why do you think I'm so adamant about this sobriety? It's like looking at myself in the mirror, it's like, I can't keep doing this. Look how bad this has gotten in my life. I'm having that hard conversation with myself. Say, man, look at what you've become. This is terrible. This is not it, bro. Time to fucking snap out of it. When is enough, bro? It's time to stop. And it's like, I had a fucking resolve inside my soul. I can feel it. I'm feeling emotional right now. Just thinking about how tough I had to get with myself. Something had to fucking give. And yet I became relentless on this path. Why do you think the saying is results fucking kill excuses? Enough. Enough of the bullshit. And yet I'm not that motherfucker no more. But I have the wisdom. I have the knowledge. I got the scars. And I also got the criminal fucking record. But guess what? What's beautiful about that is everything I've been through, I was still able to go into teaching. I've worked in higher education. I passed fucking background checks left and right. Never had, the only time was funny. You want to hear the funny story? The one time, the only background check that I didn't pass. This is the funniest shit, man. This is funny. Especially if you're religious, especially if you're a Christian. So I was in this ministry, and I had never really experienced this, but part of this ministry's process for serving with the youth or any of the ministries is you had to do a background check. And so I clicked, and it's I was already teaching and working in higher education. And yet when I revealed the things I had been in, right? They did the background check and they pulled me into the office and they're like, hey man, we appreciate your heart, bro. You know how Christians are. They're so soft, man, little pussies. They're like, oh, hey brother, how you doing today, brother? And I'm like, I'm doing great, man. What's up? They're like, well, we just really appreciate your heart, brother, for wanting to serve the Lord and be a part of the ministry, man. You mean so much to Jesus and all the service that he's doing. But we got to tell you that we don't think that serving in the kids' ministry, right, is probably going to be the best fit for you based on some of the stuff that came back from your past. We really think that you'd probably be better as an usher. This is the only time, man. I mean, fucking straight up public school, higher education. The Christians, man, the Christians are like, no, man, we don't want to forgive that. We are judging that, and you can't do it. Gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. It's shit like that that makes you just be like, really, what is this really about, man? Right? What is this really about? And yet, you know, it's times like that. You know, it's like I've had to deal with so many of those instances, right? And yet, it's hard because, you know, I used to be pretty controlling. And that control was based in what? Insecurity. The insecurity was based in what? Fear. The fear was really based in what? Not feeling good enough. Feeling like I was a burden. Feeling like, you know, I was unlovable. Feeling like when it came down to my mom and dad, I wasn't chosen. Right? The dad was never there. And the mom just, she was way too overwhelmed with life, being so young, having a little kid. And having survived everything she had to survive through, it was probably too much. It was just too much. And yet, this woman had asked me today at this conference, she's like, what does it take for you to get to a place where, you know, because she had mentioned hating herself. She said, what does it take for you to get to a place where you no longer feel shame about who you are? I said, man, that's a really good question, right? And I said, well, it's the kind of the whole healing process. It's forgiving yourself, forgiving others, getting to your true and authentic self, so that you can release all that guilt and shame. And it's like, even for me, it's like there's still residual that comes up. There's still little insecurities that come up about, you know, the things that I wish were different about my life. But wishing about it and then just saying, you know what? I know that everything was for a reason. Everything served a purpose. And yet, some of those things are, you know, I could sit there and I could argue about it and try and over-explain it, but at the end of the day, this is what true confidence is, true faith is that I used to be a people pleaser. So anytime I was ever misunderstood, and then when you have some shit like that in your past and you got to explain that to everyone you meet, basically, the ones that run, you're like, okay. The ones that care about you and want to say, wait, well, I'm going to give you a chance. Like, I want to figure this out. This doesn't seem like, it's not adding up, right? That you're saying that you used to have that in your past, and then you're presenting so differently. And it's just like you get to a place where you accept yourself fully, completely, through and through. And the way that you do that is by doing what's called the shadow work. And the shadow work isn't really like, you know, we want to make it sound like, oh, I'm just, you know, I'm having to battle my demons. It's like, shadow work's not battling demons. Shadow work's getting the fucking flashlight and shining it in the dark places of your life and being really honest and transparent and open with who the hell you truly are. What have you done? What is all the things you've done? What is everything bad that you've done. Get out of your ego acting as if you're a victim and bad things happen to you. We're all guilty. And when you fully see yourself to be like, you know what, I could be a real bitch. I could be a real asshole. I could be a real dick. Like, when you can just start getting really fucking honest with yourself about who the fuck you've been, that's when you can that's when the light shines in the shadow side of you. Because when you're in denial of that shit, because of why? When you're in denial of your negative traits, patterns, and behaviors, when you're in denial, meaning you don't want to acknowledge it, but it comes out from time to time, and there's always a select few that have seen it more than most. But again, in so many dysfunctional family environments, it's like we keep that shit on the hush, or we whisper it to a few people. But at the end of the day, it's like my friend used to always say, man, don't be showing your ass to people. And it's true. We're afraid to, like, we do show our ass, and then we hope that they don't go and tell everyone what it looks like. But when we are willing to actually find the courage in ourselves to just face these things, it's a great journal exercise. It's one of the first ones I did intuitively. Just drew a line down the middle of a notebook paper. On one side, I started writing down all the amazing things. I'm creative, I'm talented, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm artistic, I'm a good speaker, I'm a good lover. Just all the ego strokes, right? And on the other side, I had to start writing down all the darkness. Which I guess that's what ties this together. The power goes out. It becomes dark. No power. And yet, having to flesh out that list was so powerful. And I didn't hold back. And I can tell you that writing this list down, it was probably 5 years ago. Like, I fleshed out everything from all phases of life. I wasn't just living real time and trying to play with kid gloves on myself to act like, well, I'm actually doing really good. So I've been sober for, 8 years now, and I've done this and I've done that. It's like, no, it's not about that. It's just, I just started getting fucking really honest with myself. I'm a liar, I'm a cheater. And it's like, when you even think about those things, right? I'm a manipulator. I'm a thief. I don't know, I'm trying to even think of all the things right now. I just put kind of almost every bad trait you can think of. Just real talk. Because I know that at one point or another, varying degrees of that, I didn't try to negotiate it with myself. I just wrote down everything. I just said, man, all of these things, at one time or another, I know I've been that. Been deceptive, been manipulative. I've been, harsh. I've been hateful, right? I've been deceitful. I've been murderous. Just all of these different traits that are negative traits. And what's so cool about this experience is that when you get really fucking honest with yourself, no pulling punches, no trying to negotiate. Well, I don't know. I don't think I've really done that. It's like, we do this shit with ourselves. We're so fucking afraid to be the real honest version of ourselves. And yet, you need to realize that this is a dialogue that you have with yourself. No one else needs to read this list ever, right? Clearly, if you were working with someone like me one-on-one, yeah, we'd absolutely go over it, and that's a powerful thing. But here's what happened. I wrote down the light. I wrote down all the dark shit about me. When I finished, I didn't just, it wasn't just one sit down. I kind of allowed for a whole day. Something else would pop up, and I'd add to it, both sides, adding, really trying to flesh it out, get everything out on the paper, right? And get it out of where? Where am I getting it out of? Well, it's getting out of my mind, it's getting out of my heart, it's coming out of my soul. And this is part of the cleansing. This is part of the cleaning house. Taking inventory of yourself, knowing your true self, true and authentic self. And guess what? I hate to tell this to you. No, I don't. Your true and authentic self includes a lot of dark shit, right? There's duality. But here's where the power lies, is that when you fully see yourself, the light and the dark, what happened to me, this is my experience. It's like this whole shadow side of me that I was carrying around a lot of guilt and shame with, it got illuminated, right? It all got illuminated, and I could see what I would call my inner beast inside of me. I could see him. And guess what? He could come out into the light. And he was like in the light for the first time saying, whoa, oh shit, is it okay for me to be out here? And I was like, yeah, man, it's okay. And what's so cool about that is that inner beast that we have inside of us, when you bring it into the light, because you fully see yourself, you're no longer in denial, and you're not filtering through guilt, shame, judgment, all of that. What you do is something that's called integration. You integrate the light and the darkness so that the dark side of you, which is very fucking powerful, can be used as a force of good, because you're no longer conflicted about who you are. You can channel that energy to actually do incredibly big, powerful things. This is what I'm using for this. It's channeling that dark energy to say, man, I'm going to speak with so much clarity, so much authenticity. Where do you think that comes from? It's not just light. That is being fueled by so much of that dark energy inside of me that has been transmuted into the light. And it's a beautiful thing. And if any of this is something that you're curious to know more about, right, and you would like to look at coaching one-on-one, doing one-on-one private coaching, I do offer 3 and 6 month programs. Greater than that, it doesn't matter when you're hearing this. We have commenced, by the time of this posting, the Breath of Life Healing Circle. And that is not a one and done program. That is an ongoing program. If you go to resultskillexcuses.com or click on the link down below or click in the Breath of Life link on the website, you scroll down there and you see that I've already posted the schedule from now through August of every single Sunday that we are going to meet. And right now I'm still what it takes to participate in that is signing up. It's a monthly membership, right, which gets you access to 3, and even in June there's going to be 4 sessions because there's 5 weekends, but it's going to get you 3 sessions a month, approximately 2 hours give or take, on Sunday mornings, and I would love to have you join. That alone is really the capstone of all of the healing work I've done. It's to really help guide a group of people together, right, through some major breakthrough processes of connection, reflection, visualization, breathing, and ultimately setting yourself free. The healing part, the release. I heard this recently, and I believe it is that healing happens in the presence of empathetic witnesses. And so when you join a group like the Breath of Life Healing Group, we're all showing up there for the right reasons. We're all seeking something that we want to release inside of us, something that we want to find within us. And some of the things we find we can let go of. And some of the things we find we're like, oh man, I didn't even realize that this gold was inside of me. And that's your gift. That's your gift. But the gift is buried underneath what's called the overburden, right? There's all of this heaviness that is literally obstructing you from truly accessing your gifts, your power. And so, again, if you're somebody that is ready to take action, the time is now. The time is now, right? But nothing will change unless you start to change. Again, I'm somebody that major recovering control freak, right? Because I always had that mantra where it's like, well, man, if you're not in control, then everything's out of control. And it's like, no, right? I can see the cosmic flow of energy, right? Great spirit, and just really all living things, all nature. Why do you think I'm out here so much, you guys? Right? It's being immersed in all this. It's not just about you. It's not just about me. There's so much to this whole entire experience that we're having. And when you can really start to see the abundance, look at all this abundance. And it's right there where you are too. But it takes you what? Getting outside of your head, getting outside, immersing in it, immersing in nature, immersing in it. Nature has been one of the most positive parts of this whole entire healing experience, has been me reconnecting with nature and doing it as often as possible. It definitely is a major part of me keeping my cup full, staying centered, staying grounded, trusting the situation, trusting the processes, right? Versus always being the guy that was trying to always control this stuff. Control. It's exhausting trying to always control everything, right? The new mantra for what I believe we're stepping into, if you want to be successful in the future, it's not hustle and grind. And I lived by that for most of my life. Hustle and grind. Ever since even just a little kid out there hustling, man. I used to sell candies out of the fanny pack in junior high, always hustling, trying to get that money. And now what I realize is the real flex is surrender and align. Surrender and align, right? Because when you're in alignment with your purpose, with your highest calling, things just start to flow effortlessly. Doesn't mean every day is smooth, because you need the storms, you need the bumps, right? In order to kind of keep yourself strong, keep yourself moving in an upward spiral, right? Because it's not just downwards, it's going deep within, right? I've always loved climbing up mountains, and I've been on top of many massive peaks. And yet, one of the things that I'm doing now is not so much focused on getting to the top of the mountain, because on the top of the mountain is just a big stack of rocks. If you've ever been up there, they're beautiful. It's beautiful. The view is incredible. But you want to know where all the gold and the real precious minerals and stuff are? They're within the mountain. They're inside. And so that's the same with you, right? The gold, the silver, the real treasure is within you. It's in the depths of who you are. And that is really probably the most intimidating part of this experience. And that's why I believe by making myself available in a group format, the Breath of Life Healing Circle, it's going to allow for people to continue to show up, right? To show up in a group, to feel safe enough to let down your guard, man. Drop the pack, drop the weight, drop the burdens, let down the wall, right? Let the walls fall, man. Let the walls that a lot of you have literally fucking cemented yourself into 4 walls, just totally closed off, guarded off because of all the bullshit you've been through. And it's all real. It's painful shit. But what if what I was saying was true? What if what I was saying in terms of you and me joining forces together to connect, to reflect, to visualize, and to breathe, and ultimately to heal together, to release? What if that allowed you to come out of that, to let down your guard, to start to feel again, get into your body again, to release all the areas where there's blockage so that you can truly be set free, that you don't have to live in this perpetual state of mourning, suffering, and even healing. Healing isn't even something that should be going on for the rest of our lives. I believe it's in the greatest interest of this entire universe that humans on planet Earth heal completely, once and for all. Like, you can do it. I am experiencing it so close to that breakthrough of like, it's there, it's so close, it's happening. Just keep breathing through it, sticking to the game, 1% better every day, right? But a part of healing too is also sharing. It's sharing the experience. It's actually helping others to get through their tough times. And that's what I'm here for now, right? To share the medicine, to really be able to know that I have the gifts, I have the experience, and I have the wherewithal to help guide and lead you, no matter where you're at, through to the other side, in order for you to truly start living your best life right here, right now. I love you guys. I hope you'll join me and others in the Breath of Life Healing Circle, and I hope you'll do it now. I hope you'll do it today so that you can get locked in. If you sign up now, you'll be able to watch the first session. Every session's recorded, so you can go and watch it anytime this week, so you can join us for week two. Join us for week 2. Right, watch week 1 recorded, participate in it, and get ready to rock and roll, to be present, to be live, and to be ready to just open up, man. Open up your heart, open up your mind, open up your soul, open up your energy, clear your blockages, and just take that big leap of faith. It's going to be a beautiful thing. I hope you'll join me. I love you guys. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.